Okay, so after last video where we ended up trying every possible way to kill this little brat, this time we will be living out the life of little Jack Marston. Starting off, we have to change up that night robe into something proper. Okay, there we go. Like, that fits this little skippity rizzler a lot better. Now, it's extremely important to get some breakfast before going on this adventure of ours, so of course we went with the most healthy option available, which is cornflakes. There's nothing better for a young developing child like an early morning sugar rush, which will for sure make his teeth ache and improve his insulin resistance. Anyway, once this skippity rizzler has obliterated the breakfast, we take a short walk to one of our horses, which of course is extremely happy to see us. Judging by the size of its big is extremely happy to see us. Judging by the size of its big blue I can't say big blue blob. Fuck! Which of course is extremely happy to see us. Judging by the size of its big blue ball. After mounting the horse and riding into the nearby livestock town of Valentine, we are greeted by this honest lady offering us a personal OnlyFans account. Just $1.99, which for the time is honestly quite a good deal. Of course, for a child, this type of content is not something that is acceptable. So we end up shooting her and looting her for that OnlyFans revenue. The sheriff stands there looking at us with the townfolk admiring the fact that this young brave little skibbity diddler just did what they all wanted to do, but didn't have the cojones to do. One of the townfolks looks at us with disgust, but Jack, being the little bastard that he is, doesn't let this one slide and decides to resolve this matter the same way that his father always taught him to, with a good old fisting. Now, this NPC is honestly no match for young Jack as he dismantles him with a few quick combinations that land perfectly. Having now caused enough trouble, young Jack decides to move on from Valentine. On our way to the next city, we encounter this beautiful bridge which gives Jack the genius idea to hogtie this random NPC and watch as this beautiful looking train makes a delicious tomato soup out of it. After riding for a bit longer, Jack arrives in this thriving and almost civilized city of Blackwater. Now, Jack, being the outlaw that he is, immediately has a huge disdain towards this modernized hellhole and decides to have these folks remember him for being the first kid that ended up unaliving an entire town. Now, of course, as cruel as this might seem, Jack knows that the future of civilization will be even more cruel, especially in the year 1939 when a gender-neutral man with a funny mustache ends up deciding that it's time to purge the entire planet. So, technically what Jack is doing here can be categorized as some sort of humanitarian work, preventing these people from having to live through the monstrosities of the 1940s. Anyways, after having cleared this modernized hellhole from the snobby and sadistic rich folks that live here, Jack decides that it's time to bring this type of justice to the real Wild West. Now, I honestly want to say here that I absolutely enjoy riding in this particular area. I really love it. I mean, I know I already said this before, but this landscape here just so fitting to the overall Western theme that it's a real shame that Rockstar didn't expand on this area more. Anyways, with Jack having now arrived into the crazy and sick town of Armadillo, and when I say sick, I do honestly mean sick, cause all the people here are dying from goddamn AIDS, or it might be diabetes, I honestly don't know. He notices that some Pinkertons have now sent the death squad to take him down. And I mean, honestly, you unalive a random seller of bodily love and immediately the entire police force wants you dead. Talk about double standards here. Anyway, with the Pinkertons now waiting for Jack, he has no choice but to heroically fight his way through all of them, leaving a trail of bodies almost as large as his balls behind. With the Pinkertons handled for now at least, Jack heads off to Tumbleweed in hopes that maybe there he would finally find peace from all of the hardships of modern life. And after arriving at the local saloon, he is met with disgust and overall judgment for his prior actions. With nothing left for him to lose, he decides to take out his anger and frustration on the local wildlife and ends up shooting his way across the already dying town. With pretty much everyone now dead or dying, he realizes that he has come to the end of the road. I mean, quite literally, as there is nowhere for him to go. Hoping that no one will know his whereabouts, he heads towards this lonely cabin north of Tumbleweed to enjoy a peaceful life away from all the stress induced by a simple mistake that almost cost him his dear life. Once there, he decides to sit down on the bed and ends up taking a nap, which is quite usual for a 4-year-old. While napping, he hears the screams and has flashing visions of all of the terrible things that he ended up doing over the past 24 hours, leading him to wake up all sweaty and stinky. Realizing what he has done, he steps outside into the early morning sun, which blinds him just enough to not realize that a large number of Pinkertons, led by Agent Milton, is standing right in front of his cabin. With nowhere to run and nowhere to hide, he accepts his fate as he gets riddled by tiny BB bullets, ending his short but relatively sweet adventure as an outlaw. Okay, honestly, this was an extremely fun video to make, and I hope that anyone that's watching had as much fun as I did. I want to take this moment to thank all of you, and of course I want to thank all of my 252 subscribers that helped me kickstart this channel a lot faster than I ever envisioned doing. Please feel free to leave a like and comment down below what you would like me to do next. Stay silly, keep edging, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.